Hi everyone. So thanks for coming for the session. Today I am going to talk about innovation in user experience engineering. So this is my agenda. First, I would like to talk about what is user experience and advantages of innovative user experience, and few technical stuff like elements of user experience design and some design principles, and later user experience revolution and natural user interfaces. Finally, future of user experience. So what is user experience? Can you guys tell me what is user experience? So it has been in the industry from 1990. No idea, right? User experience is about how a person feels about using a system. So basically, when you are using a system, you are experiencing it. So that's the definition for the IT industry. User experience is about a person how a person feels about using a system. So that's what you do, right? Even when you're using a web application or maybe a iPhone application or desktop, whatever application, whatever system, when you're using it, feeling the experience. So that's called user experience. In overall, experience is general or specific a user has with a product, service, or an event. So let's say if you go for a wedding, you are experiencing that event. So in general, we call it user experience. So there are two types. First one is in the industry, and second one is the overall user experience. So to get a practical idea about user experience, the best example is a supermarket. So when you go to a supermarket, you are experiencing good user experience, right? So now from the beginning, baskets are close to the entrance. So when you go inside the supermarket, you can take baskets and go inside. So there's a good user experience aspect, and you don't need any training to buy goods, right? They don't give you a training when you go inside supermarket. Automatically you can go and purchase the items, and all the items are accessible. So you don't need a ladder to take items. So all the items are accessible. And one other thing is they keep related items together. Let's say if you want to buy apples, the vegetables are next to the apple. So in that area you get vegetables and apple. And if you want to buy eggs, there's a specific area. So for dairy products, they have a specific area. And all the items are tagged with prices. So you don't need to call for a salesperson and ask what is this and how much is this. So it's you can go there and you can check by yourself. And in US they use a common flow plan. Whether you go to New York, you go to Boston or Chicago, Walmart, they have a same flow plan. So if you go to New York and if you buy eggs, then you can memorize the pattern, and then you can buy and purchase things from Chicago. So they use similar flow plans, but I haven't seen it in Sri Lanka. Maybe they will use it later. Now another example is like they keep things in same place all the time. They don't switch places, like they don't keep egg in one place today and they don't switch to another place. So that's another good thing they use. So let's talk about advantages of innovative user experience. So I'm going to take this example. This is the screenshot of the initial Google site. So I think it's in 1998. So the competitor was Yahoo. So this is how the Google started with competing Yahoo. So this is the one of the good example of user experience, good user experience. So if you take first line, it increases customer satisfaction. So obviously nobody goes to Yahoo and to search right now. So everybody is using Google. So customers are very satisfied. And increase user productivity, efficiency and accuracy. So I mean, same example, productivity and efficiency is accuracy is better in Google than Yahoo. And it increases services, site usage and adoption. So nobody uses Yahoo, everybody is using Google right now. Decrease support and training costs. If you have a very good and innovative user experience, you don't need to train the users. So automatically users can do their needful. And increase accessibility. Do you guys heard about accessibility? So accessibility means disabled people can search website. So there's a special tool called JAWS Reader. So disabled people like blind people, totally blind people can view search website using those device. I mean system. It's called JAWS Reader. So so if you have a good user experience, it increases accessibility. So as example, if you are using an image, we have to add the title tag there, right? So when you add title tag, JAWS readers can read the title tag. So that means blind people can get an idea about the image. So that's another good thing. And reduce development time and cost. You can create only the features user needs. So like Yahoo they have like hundreds of features, but nobody is using for these features for search. But how that Google tackle it, they have done very simple input box, and the user can search it straight away. So then you don't have to build other features, lot of unnecessary features. So then you can reduce the development time and cost. At the same time, you don't have to maintain it, right? So you can reduce the maintain time. And when you do it right, all above the items, you can increase your revenue. So automatically increases. And if you have a very good user experience in your website or web application, it can be a eco-friendly application. As example, we say it's energy saving. Like if you have a website and if you can download your content very quickly, then you don't have to switch on your monitor for a long time, right? Let's say if you can reduce monitor switch on time for 1 minute, just imagine about billions of users. So then we can save like hours, lots of hours of time, energy, right? So then you can create eco-friendly applications. And even if you go deeper, you can use certain colors which takes less energy to power the monitor. Like if you use white color, it takes more energy. But if you take like green and subtle colors, it takes less energy to bright the monitor. So next item is I'm going to talk about elements of user experience design. So user experience design has it's a combination of multiple multiple practices, right? Information architect, content, visual design, human factors, industrial design, sound design. Like if you are doing interactive presentation, then sound design, and human-computer interaction. So it's a combination of all these practices. So when you are doing a design, user experience design, you have to consider about all these factors. So I'm not going to talk about these items in detail, but these are the high-level factors. So next I'm going to talk about design principles of innovative UX. So we have certain principles to do design and user experience, but I'm going to talk few today. First one is contrast. Contrast communicate importance. Like if you want to give attention to an object, then you can use this principle. You can highlight it. So you can see in that image they have highlighted the iPod in white. So within less than 1 second, user can identify that object. So that is the first principle. Is called contrast. I am not going to go into details, so I am going to do it very high level. So this is one of the website that uses contrast principle. So they have highlighted why, so that users can get this message less than 1 second. So second principle is repetition. Repeat some aspect of the design throughout the entire application. Actually, we call it as consistency. So you can repeat items throughout the application. So these are very commonly used principles. Like if you take this example, logo has been repeated, the text and the arrows, the icons, footer. So and next one is alignment. So I think in Leapset we are very concerned about this. If you miss 1 pixel, QA will put a defect on that. So we are very concerned about alignment. Alignment communicate association. So it's obviously, you know, right? It's a very simple theory principle. So in all the websites you can see they have used these principles, even though that you don't know about it, but they have used these principles. So they have aligned everything. They have used alignment. Next one is it's called proximity. From proximity you can group related items together. So let's see, like there are different shapes, but you can group it. When you group it, it shows as a single element, right? So even that example you can see, clumps of items can feel like one item. So this is the example. So you can see navigation items are like they have used navigation items in a as a clump, right? And this carousel, and then they have used these images together. So when you make these items together, it looks like a single element. Like if you take this screenshot, you can see 3 different, maybe 4 different items. Heading, main navigation, the carousel, second navigation, and the images. Next one is called balance. So it's pretty straightforward. Balance is design is similar to balance in physics, so it's obvious. So when you're using this principle, you can use different types of shapes and balance it and use design a nice design. So this is what we have used. And the final one is called space. So very recently got common this principle. It's called white space. So if you take a example, nowadays it's commonly used. They use lots of white spaces. You can see these 2 examples, right? So this is without spaces, this is with white space. Even though it says white space, but you can use black or whatever color, but it called space. So Apple has started using this white space for a long time and still they are using it, but nowadays they have used large images, but still they use the same principle. Okay, that's all about the principles. Now I am going to move to user experience revolution. So actually there are 3 stages. Like initially we started with command line interface. I think early days we used command lines. Then we moved to a graphical user interfaces in early in 80s and 90s, I guess. So we started GUI, and now today we are in NUI. It's called natural user interfaces. So these are the things like attributes like in CLI single task, single user command oriented keyboard input, but in GUI multitasking, single user task oriented keyboard and mouse, but NUI multitasking, multi-user object oriented touch input and natural interfaces. So I have added this one, the Don Norman is one of the guru in user interfaces, Jacob Nelson and Don Norman. So what he says is attractive things make people feel good, which in return makes them think more creatively, making it easier for people to find solution to the problems they encounter. So even we can use this practice in Leapset. So like Apple, that's what Apple has done. They have built that framework, and people have developed different application on top of it to solve problems and help other people. So in same thing we can do it in Leapset. When we complete our framework, other people can develop their own products. So I am going to share this concept phone. Actually I have found this 2-3 years back. Still I can show it because still it's a good concept. Okay, so let's talk about natural user interfaces. So they have used lots of gestures. So that's the main feature of natural user interfaces. So nowadays we are moving to natural user interfaces. So its natural user interface is system for human computer interaction that the user operates through intuitive action related to natural everyday human behavior. So they can operate the computer or the system from their natural behaviors like speak recognition, face recognition, motion capture, and gesture recognition. So there are lots of devices, applications that they are built using these interfaces. So we call these as natural user interfaces. The main thing is in natural user interfaces they won't be using any keyboard, mouse and joysticks, so they'll be moving out. These are some common natural user interface examples. So Google Glass, I think you guys know about Google Glass, and Xbox Kinect, and Microsoft Surface, Fing Ring, a Bluetooth ring, and Leap Motion, and eyesight. So there are like few more, but these are the main key players right now. So we'll have a look at eyesight.
You know you're not supposed to be north.
In our workshop, I think next week or maybe end of this month, we are planning to do a demo on using this kind of a natural user interface device. So I mean how we can use these kind of equipments for Leapset products. So since I have time, so I'm going to share some other video.
You know, we've always been using our hands and fingers for counting, taking notes, and various other stuff. Technology expanded and we started using gadgets. People always say that everything is at our fingertips, but it was never so. Not until now. Not until Finn. You see, for the past few months, we've been working on this amazing product called Finn, the first of its kind gesture-based control for all your devices out there. Unlike other gesture-based devices, which are tiring and boring to use, Finn helps you to control any smart device just by moving your thumb over other fingers. Finn is a Bluetooth-enabled device which can control a variety of smart devices. For switching a device to another, all you need to do is tap on your finger. Finn makes life simpler. Now, everything is at your fingertips, and it feels like having magical power. Its possibilities are endless, for playing games, to changing lives for many. To taking business presentations. Finn also comes in handy while you drive. You can answer calls, control the AC and music system without even moving your hands from the wheels. Finn is really amazing when it comes to taking photos or sharing files. And Finn works well with head-mounted devices. Finn, wear the world.
Okay, so these are existing in the market, right? These are not future products, so you can buy it from the market. So my final slide is about the future. So I'm not going to talk about much. So even when you see existing products, I feel that there won't be any requirement for user experience engineers, right? So there's a big risk for us. But in future, I don't know what will happen when you. The future is not laid out on a track. It is something that we can decide, and to the extent that we do not violate any known laws of the universe, we can probably make it work the way that we want to. So I'm going to share last video about the future. Actually, this is this product. I think we did a prototype, myself and Sumit, for this company. I think maybe 3-4 years back. So now they are building future products.
Doctors have been reading human brainwaves in laboratories for almost a century. With headbands like the NeuroSky MindWave Mobile, we're now able to monitor our own brainwaves and have fun in the process. I came to NeuroSky headquarters here in San Jose, California to learn more about my brain and how it functions. Greg, how did you develop this mobile device that's able to monitor brainwaves without all those uncomfortable suction cups?
We derive our technology from the medical world, from EEG technology, which is electroencephalograph. The technology itself is harmless. It's a passive reading device. All it does is listen to your brainwaves through the electrical signals.
Now, what was your main focus when you guys were working on this?
We narrowed it down to two. One is the health and wellness area, stress management, pain management, cognitive disorder therapies, and the other is in the entertainment market, toys, like video games.
Now, do you guys have anything here that I can try out?
Yeah, we have a game called Throw Trucks with Your Mind, and we can set you up right here.
Products like the NeuroSky Mobile MindWave are in their infancy, but as we see developers step forward to build on top of this technology, all sorts of new products will emerge.
So I've used other headsets for gaming before, but something tells me this is a little bit different.
This is one better. This headset will read your brainwaves. And so in this game, you have the superpower to throw different objects with just the power of your mind. There's throwing, lifting, super jumps, negating, pulling. These different superpowers are tied to different mental, emotional states.
So do you just use controls to do this? Because what do I use my mind for?
You still move around the world with traditional first-person shooter controls, but the only way to manipulate any of the objects is through mental powers. Let's both turn our power to lift, and we can both try to lift this car together.
I'm gonna pull it and get you.
traitor.
Oh no! Throwing trucks is really cool to see this working in a virtual environment, but I would love to see something more tangible. I mean, what is this little helicopter here?
So this is the Puzzlebox Orbit, and this was a Kickstarter collaboration with Puzzlebox and NeuroSky, and what it is a helicopter that you can float with the power of your mind.
I mean, how does that work? Do you just think, oh, I want this to go higher?
Mindwave mobile headset reads your brainwaves, and then it transmits those brainwaves via Bluetooth to your mobile device. The mobile device then sends an infrared signal to the helicopter.
As I'm thinking these things, this will change?
All that information will change in real time, and everything is just tracked and controlled. It's almost like magic.
The real question is, can I please try this?
Oh, most definitely.
So it looks like we have enough room out here that I won't break anything. So can you demonstrate it first, and then I'll give it a shot?
By concentrating enough, I'll be able to drive up the height of this helicopter.
There it goes! It was amazing. Do you think I'm ready to try it?
I think you are.
Okay.
So let me give you the headset. Just put it around your ear, like that. And then we lower the arm, like that. There we go.
All right.
Then I'm going to
great.
connect and start to read your brainwaves. Just think about one single idea.
This is awesome!
I think we're just starting to enter the world where brainwaves or EEG signals can be accessed to control what's around you. There are certainly types of patients that could benefit from this type of technology, such as paralyzed patients, patients in locked-in states.
While this technology originated in the medical sector, it's become faster, cheaper, smaller, more accurate, and you can imagine a future where it's implanted in a variety of consumer devices.
With the technology employed by mobile brainwave monitors, the possibilities are truly endless. But with these possibilities come the question of access. I just want to make sure that no one else is reading my mind but me.